Students, myself Neeraj. As we were studying chapter number 6 tissues, and we have discussed about tissues, their types in plant tissues, meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. In permanent tissues, we have discussed about parenchyma and collenchyma. Now we will study about next permanent tissue, that is parenchyma, where it is found and its function. Sclerenchyma is the tissue which makes the plant hard and stiff, as in husk of coconut. It is made up of sclerenchymatous tissue. Sclerenchyma cells are dead cells and are devoid of protoplasm, and they are generally thickened of lignin. So, cell walls are called lignified cells. Lignin is a chemical substance which acts as cement and hardens them. These walls are so thick that there is no internal space inside the cell. This means intracellular space is very less. Where is this tissue found? In stems, veins of leaves, hard covering of seeds and nuts. As husk of coconut is made up of sclerenchymatous tissue. What are the functions of sclerenchyma? It is mainly mechanical and protective in function. It gives strength, rigidity, flexibility and elasticity to the plant body. Thus enables the plant to withstand various strains. Cells of sclerenchyma are of two types, fibers and sclerites. Fibers consist of very long, narrow, thick and lignified cells, whereas sclerites are irregular shaped, may be spherical, oval, cylindrical or any shape, and they are found in cortex, pith, phloem and hard seeds, etc. This is an activity to study about the epidermis, that is protective tissue. What will we do? We break the leaf and ensure that epidermis from the lower side, as the lower side is rich in stomata. Cut small pieces of the peel into watch glass filled with water. Few drops of saffronin into watch glass to stain the leaf peel. Wait for 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, place the stain peel in water in the watch glass again to wash off or remove the extra stain on the peel. Put a drop of glycerin on the slide of brush. Transfer the piece of peel on the slide and cover it gently with the help of cover slip by making an angle of 45 degree and observe it under microscope, and you will see that epidermis is made up of very cells, as you can see stomata. Plants that are in dry habitats, epidermis is one cell thick and covered with cuticle, which is waterproof layer of waxy substance called cutin, which is secreted by epidermis cells. In dry habitats, epidermis may be thicker since protection against water loss is critical, and it protects all the parts of a plant. Epidermal cell on the aerial parts of plant often secrete a waxy, water-resistant layer on their outer surface to protect against the loss of water, mechanical injury and infection by parasitic fungi. Since it has a protective role to play, therefore epidermal cells form a continuous layer without any spaces. Epidermal cells are living cells, and their outer and side walls are thicker than the inner wall. Pores can be observed on the epidermis of the leaf. These pores are known as stomata. Stomata are enclosed by two kidney-shaped cells that are known as guard cells, and they are necessary for exchanging gases with the atmosphere. Also, loss of water in form of water vapor takes place through stomata, and this is known as transpiration. And function of transpiration is to pull the water from the roots to the leaves for process of photosynthesis to take place. Cells are only epidermal cells which contains chloroplast. Rest all of them are colorless. Epidermal cell of roots give rise to tubular outgrowths called root hairs. These long unicellular hairs increase the area for absorption to take place. In desert plants, epidermis has a thick waxy coating of cutin, which substance is chemical and having waterproof quality. On its outer surface, plants grow older. What will happen to the outer protective tissue? It undergoes certain changes. Of secondary meristem replaces the mass of the stem on the outer side are cut off from this layer, and this forms the several layer thick cork or the bark of the tree. Cells of cork are dead and compactly arranged without any space between cells, and they have also filled with chemical called suberin in their walls that make resistance to gases and water. Diagram of sclerenchyma tissue in transverse section as well as longitudinal section. As you can see, transverse section and longitudinal section of sclerenchyma. Diagram showing epidermis and stomata. Now we will study about complex permanent tissues. Tissues made up of only one type of cells are simple permanent tissues, whereas complex tissues are made up of more than one type of cells which coordinate together to perform a common function. For example, xylem and phloem. They are both conducting tissues and constitute a vascular bundle. First of all, we will study about xylem. Xylem is composed of cells of four different types: tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma, and xylem sclerenchyma. Also, xylem fibers. Cells have thick walls and many of them are dead. Tracheids and vessels are in tubular form, which allows them to transport water and mineral vertically. The parenchyma stores food and helps in sideway conduction of water. Fibers mainly support in function. Out of these four, most important cells are vessels, which are shorter and wider than tracheids, which are tube-like structures formed by rows of cells placed end to end. Main function of xylem is to carry water and mineral salts upward from the root to different part of shoots. Walls of tracheids, vessel, and parenchyma of xylem are lignified, so they give mechanical strength to the plant body. Now we will study about the phloem. Xylem. Phloem contain tubes, but it doesn't perform any mechanical function. It is also composed of four cells: sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma, phloem fibers. In phloem, except for phloem fibers, phloem cells are living cells. Phloem is unlike xylem in that materials can move in both directions, upward as well as downward. Phloem transports food from leaves to other parts of plant and storage organs. Sieve tubes here are tubular cells with perforated walls. Perforated means having small pores in between. Only phloem fiber is non-living. Rest all are living cells. This is the diagram showing phloem as well as xylem. Sieve plate, sieve tube, phloem parenchyma and companion cells. These are also diagrams showing the xylem and phloem. Conducts water from roots to the leaves only in the upward direction. Cells of xylem tissue has no end walls and having thick walls that are stiffened with lignin. And in phloem vessel there is two-way flow upward as well as downward of water and food. Cells have end walls with perforations. Now what is the difference between xylem and phloem? Xylem conducts water and minerals. Phloem conducts organic solutes or food materials. Conduction is mostly unidirectional in xylem, whereas in phloem, conduction may be bidirectional from leaves to upper parts of plant or storage organs or growing parts, or from storage organs to growing parts of plant. In xylem, conducting channels are tracheids and vessels. In phloem, conducting channels are sieve tubes. Components of xylem include tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. Whereas phloem includes sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. Major elements of xylem are dead: tracheids, vessels and fibers. Only xylem parenchyma is living, whereas in phloem 3 or 4 elements are living, that are sieve tubes, companion cells and phloem parenchyma. Only phloem fibers are dead. In addition to conduction, xylem also provides mechanical strength to the plant, whereas phloem do not perform such mechanical function for the plants. Thank you. Have a nice time.